Hello, I'm Dr. Paul Houle, and I've worked with the Pennsylvania DEP and Bob Lewis on a number of occasions and produced a number of videos for them. And Bob has asked me to produce a video to help you to deploy and retrieve these detectors that have been sent to you. And so let me show you how to do that. It's really very easy. The detectors will come in a bag like this, and so you just pop open the bag. Okay, that's the hard part. And when you open the bag, you will find a total of 4 things inside the bag. And you don't need the plastic bag anymore. You can discard that. And the 4 items are 1, the detector, 2, a mailing bag for you to send the detector back after the deployment period, which is going to be on the order of a year. You will have a data sheet, and I'll show you what to put in on the data sheet, and an instruction page, and we'll go over that with you. I think the first thing you ought to do is take a look at your detector, and it has an expiration date on the back, and you'll notice there in this case this expiration date is fine. It'll be fine a year from now. And on the front of the detector there is a serial number, which you may or may not be able to read here, but that's the serial number. And for purposes of deployment, all you've got to do is cut this open, which I'm doing right here, or trying to do. There we go. And you can take out this desiccant bag and discard that. And out pops the detector, and you can discard the pouch. And so here's your detector. And it's got the serial number tag on it, not the serial number, the expiration tag, and the serial number, of course. And it also has this void if open tag on it. And don't remove that. Do not open the detector. Don't do anything with this except, once you've identified where to put it, deploy it. That's the only thing you're going to be doing with that detector. And then retrieving it, of course, a year later. Now let's go over the instruction sheet together. It's really pretty easy. This won't take us long. And if you have the instruction sheet with you, if you have the kits, you can open it up and sort of follow along. Item number 1 just tells you what's in the bag. We've already covered that. Item number 2, in the middle of the first paragraph, reads, if you are making a follow-up measurement, and that's what you're doing. You're doing a follow-up measurement. The EPA recommends placing a device on each level that is used for living space in your home. That's why you've received 1, 2, or 3 detectors. Do not test in kitchens, laundry areas, bathrooms, crawl space, furnace rooms, or closets. So avoid those spaces. You're really going to be putting it in a living room, a bedroom, a dining room, something like that. And then I'm going to go to item number 3, start the radon test. And to start it, once I cut this out of the bag, the test has begun. And so before I cut it out of the bag, I'm going to identify which room and what location I intend to place it. Now, notice that it has a little opening here in which you could tie a string and you could hang it from the ceiling. If you want to hang it from the ceiling, that's fine, but make sure you hang it such that it's low enough, it's in the breathing space, say 4 or 5 feet off the floor of the room. Or you can, as I depicted a moment ago, just put it in some convenient location. Now, it's going to be deployed for about a year, so I wouldn't put it on my desk as I've just done, simply because it'd be in my way the whole year. So you want to put it someplace where it won't be disturbed for the year. Additionally, while we're talking about placing the detector, I want to note here on the instructions page, item number 4 reads, hang or place each device at least 3 feet away from exterior doors or windows and at least 2 feet off the floor. You're not doing a duplicate test here, so you don't have to worry about the last part of that paragraph. But be sure to keep it away from exterior doors or windows. You're trying to keep it away from drafts, really. And you can place the device right side up You can place it upside down. Actually, the orientation makes almost no difference at all. So either right side up, upside down, or hanging from a string. Any of those would be fine. And now, let's go over how to fill out the data sheet. And the first thing you'll notice here says send written report to, and of course that will be your mailing address. And then over here where it says property tested, that'll be the address of the home. I suppose in most cases these two will probably be the same. Where it says technician name, you don't have to put anything in for that. Technician certification, you can skip that. You don't need that. Now, under required device information, that you need. You've got to put the device serial number. We saw that. That's on the detector. And which floor it was put in. Basement, first floor, second floor perhaps, or other. And then if you've got two devices, you can put the second device information here, where it says serial number, location, and where it says check here if devices were placed 4 inches apart, you can just ignore that. Don't check that. Where it says exposure period, if you're deploying it today, you will put today's month, day, and year. And then when you retrieve it a year from now, or approximately a year from now, it doesn't have to be exactly 365 days, you'll put the ending date where you retrieved it. And Bob says he's going to send you an email reminder to retrieve that detector and complete this form. And then you're going to take this with the detector, and you're going to, there it is, put it in the mailer. So you're going to slide that into the mailer and send it back to the lab. Now, you can send 2 detectors in one bag. If, however, you have a third detector, you're going to have to use the second bag. You can only put 2 in one of these bags. One additional feature I want to point out to you is on the instruction sheet. On the bottom of the page, right down here, it says first device serial number, second device number. Put the serial numbers of the 2 devices on this, and you're going to hold on to this. You can never tell if something gets lost in the mail or in the process, and you may need that information. So I would just fill that out and put it someplace where I could find it again later. Now let me also point out that when you deploy these detectors in your home, you're going to deploy the detector. And remember, a year from now, you're going to have to go back and find the mailing label and the data sheet. And probably the instruction sheet too, so you can put the device serial numbers on that. So I don't know where you would put them, but if I were to put them here, if I were to deploy the detector here, I would probably put the paperwork under it so that I could find the paperwork again a year from now. A year's a long time. And if you're like me, you'll forget where you put a lot of stuff. And that's it. So the goal is that you're trying to measure the radon on every level of living space in your home as a follow-up measurement. And that's really all there is to it. So if you complete this, you'll be making a nice contribution to a research project that Bob Lewis and the Pennsylvania DEP are working on. Thanks for watching the video.